What? You're just trolling me now.
Hi, I'm Jonna.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is Almost a Board Gamer. Oh, sorry. I haven't been to a game night since November. It's now January 10th. So
We went to PAX.
We did go to PAX. Yeah. So I did get to play games there. So, but the point is, we haven't played that many games recently because of the holidays, because we moved houses, because our children were sick. That's not really their fault, but the point is, we've been thinking about wanting to play games, and so that's why I think we're inspired to come up with this list. 10 games that we just don't get to play enough.
10 good games, you know.
So he's gonna do 5, and I'm gonna do 5.
Yeah.
So we kind of tricked you.
We were honest and didn't trick you and giving you 20 games. All right, so is this list for you games that we don't have access to? Or are they just games that for one reason or another don't make it because of...
Yeah, these are actually games that we own. There were a few I was thinking about that I would like to play more, but we just don't own them. That seems kind of like an obvious. Most games you don't own, you don't get to play as much as you'd like.
Well, there are lots of games I don't own that I play enough. Okay.
I ended up with games
there are a couple on my
own
list that we don't own.
that we don't play for one reason or another. Or just
most
don't
of these games,
get to play.
Yeah.
That I want to play. Now, are your games like listed by what you want to play the most? I don't think I did that.
These are the games that my highest number is the game that I most often am like, I want to play this, but I either don't have the people or the time.
I didn't do it really in that order.
What's your order? Did you put like the game you like to play, your favorite game at the time?
I kind of put it in order of what, not necessarily I want the most, but I know just has the most obstacles in the way. Playing it. You know what I
so
mean?
your
Like
number one's the most difficult to get
played. Yeah.
My number 5 is Time Stories, and we played this game a decent amount, but we have one more module that we want to play, and we started with my sister and brother-in-law, and they've had 2 kids since we started playing this, 2 new kids. So we just haven't been able to finish it, and this is definitely a game that, you know, I only need to play it a couple more times, and then
accomplish it.
I can get rid of it.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of room in the collection because we have a lot of modules. So I'm excited to pass it on to somebody. We need to get to the table first.
So my number 5 is a game called Concordia. I was just gonna say it's a Euro game, but it's kind of a Euro game.
Sure.
But anyway, it's I think I only played it once. And I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this game a whole lot. I'm so glad we own this. And I've only played it once. And I think part of the problem is that it's old and the cover is not good. Like, I'm not one of those people that like bash games for their cover, but ultimately, if there's a newer game and a cooler looking game, it just gets, picked over Concordia a lot. I really think that's what it is. And even though it's a game I know I like and I want to play it again, I just get like distracted from it.
I've played this a decent amount of times, but not our copy. I played game group, people bring it.
Yeah, I think that's why you're like, you don't think about it as much as I do. Because it is a really great, like you're building a world. And it's kind of like in ancient Greece, right?
No, it's definitely Roman times.
Roman times, okay. Ancient times. But it has this really neat aspect to the game where positive things happen to you on other people's turns, which is really nice. So it's not a main game at all, but it's very challenging and rewarding to play. So, I don't know, I really wish I got to play that. Yeah. So anyway, Concordia is my number 5.
This is also a game though, like she's saying about the cover, and it shouldn't matter. But every time someone's like, "Do you want to play Concordia?" I'm like, I don't know, I guess so. And then when I'm playing it, I do enjoy it.
I think
I do enjoy the play. It's a solid game. But it's not a game I get super excited to play.
It's not
I do get to play it a lot
anymore.
I've played it a lot more than you. I didn't know.
Yeah. I think the other problem is we spilled applesauce. Applesauce was spilled at one point on the cover of the box, so it kind of looks
More wonky?
Just more wonky than the average Concordia, so it's just a shame.
My number 4, this would, if I was doing my list by the most difficult to get to the table, this would be at number 1. This would be the most difficult to get to the table. And it's a game I played once. And it's Soul.
Oh, I almost put that on my list. I was like, that's lame. We don't own it.
No, well, that makes it very difficult to play. And this was a very good game. And I don't know if I played it 20 times how I'd feel about it, because I don't think I'll ever get to 20 plays of this. I don't know if we'll ever get to 2 plays of this.
Because we don't know if we'll ever be able to purchase it.
Or even find someone who owns a copy.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter. It probably only sold a couple hundred.
Well, a few thousand, but
it's like $175.
Yeah, and it's not like,
it's
very few.
We could get it if we wanted to. You don't have to be a millionaire to buy it.
Right,
it's just like.
Anyways, so it's a very unusual game where all the players are rotating around the sun, and every time someone takes a turn, they move up, or they move around in orbit. So as you're doing that, you can drop off little drones essentially and build different infrastructures that everyone on the board can use. But if someone else uses one of your infrastructures, you get a little bonus from it. It's just a very unusual design. I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, oh, there's another game that does that, but I haven't played a game that was similar to that.
Yeah.
And it felt like a fairly clean design.
Looking.
Yeah, it didn't feel overwrought with a bunch of rules. It felt like it was just a good
cool
game. I'm surprised, and it has very good, a very good cover. Some decent. Some of the ships are a little funky looking, but I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more attention or like.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That's a really good choice, and I definitely considered that.
Anyways,
as a cool game.
Sold. If you are getting rid of a copy, don't want $170 for it.
All right, my number 4 is Viticulture. Viticulture is a Euro game where you are a wine owner, or you're a wine business, a vineyard. Yeah. So you're making wine, and it's a worker placement, and yeah, there's the 2 seasons. The boards are split up that way. And there's
4 seasons.
There's 4 seasons? Okay, I haven't played it in a while. This is the problem. I don't even know how to play it anymore because it's been so long. I like Viticulture a lot. It's a really beautiful theme. It feels very pastoral, and
it's very good looking.
It's very good looking. It's fun. There's a lot to consider. I think the problem is that it's just a little too heavy for any of our friends and family.
We've tried it with
people, and most people didn't enjoy it. So and when we take it to game group, everyone's played it. Usually, I don't know. It just doesn't get. We don't
just have to take it to game group and be like, I want to play this game
tonight.
Because
I don't care what else is there. I don't care what cool new game you just got on Kickstarter. I want to play Viticulture, and that's kind of the attitude you have to have. You have to be decisive. Well, no, not at all. Yeah, our group is actually like, well, I have this cool game. There's so many cool games, and everyone's really relaxed. So, and I don't want to be that person, but I think I have to be that person
just once.
If I want to play. Once in a while, I just have to say what I want.
I almost put
this. Play Viticulture.
This almost made my list.
Because we even have the expansion, the Tuscany. We haven't played it yet.
Yeah. So very good pick. And this is a game that it's not as good with 2 people. Like technically we could just play it, but it's just a lot more fun when you have at least 3 people.
That's true. Yes.
Well, my number 3 is an 18xx game, and it's 18 Nebraska. But you could put any 18xx game in here that doesn't take 8 hours. Anything that's less than 6 hours. I have played a couple 18xx games, but they're very long, and both times we had to close up the game very end of the night. Like one time we were playing at a tabletop store, and so they were closing up, and we almost made it. And
wait, you didn't finish it?
We were not able to. We were made it so close to the end.
That's so disappointing.
I really enjoy the different feel of these 18xx games. It's very different because people own different companies, and in some of the games, one company can absorb another company, and it doesn't necessarily be. It could be another player that owns another company, but they could absorb a company that everyone has stocks in the different companies, and the company's money is not your own money, but you control that company if you're the majority stake owner in the company.
Are you explaining all 18x games or just this one?
I'm explaining, like, this is generally how most 18xx games work.
Oh, okay.
And it's all around a board where people are building track on a board to make their train company the most profitable. So I'm sure you've heard of them. I'm sure you've heard like, oh, they take forever, and they do take a long time, but they have the ones I play, which as far as I'm aware, are some of the shortest ones. They do have a nice arc, and I don't think I'd be interested in the ones that take all day long. But these have a nice arc to them, and I understand why they're long, because they kind of feel
like they're going somewhere. Yeah.
And you have people that just want to calculate every little thing. I think that's why some of these games take forever, because I know the one game I played should have taken half the time, and it didn't because the people
who you are.
They probably don't.
No.
They just...
That's too
anyways,
bad.
So you got to play with people that are on top of things here.
Decision makers. Mm-hmm. There are very few and far between.
I would love,
That's why I don't think I should ever.
No. You wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't
enjoy it, and I'd be like, yeah. I take too long picking cereal out at the grocery store. I do that. Okay, my number 3. I'm actually gonna do. No, never mind. All right, my number 3 is Spirit Island.
What? You're just trolling me now.
Spirit Island.
I tell her all the time. Let's play Spirit Island.
No. More than 2 players.
All right. Wow.
I've played with more than 2 players. This game we play all the time, and I like it. It's a good 2-player game, but I've only played it 3 times in the 5. How many years have we been playing it? 3 or 4 years.
I don't know.
A long time. I've only played it 3 times with more than 2 players, and it's so different with 3 players or more. The spirits have where they didn't seem that great before, all of a sudden you can do stuff. Mm-hmm. It just really opens up the game, and it should be played. It's a co-op game. It's designed to be played with a group. So I just feel like we enjoy it. We've gotten a lot out of it, just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
But I wish we could play it more often with more than 2 players. So that's why I said that. And we did get to play it at PAX, and it was so much fun. And that's kind of why I put it on my list. So I'm like, that was fun. I wish we had more chances to do that. And there's a lot of rules. It's each character has its own abilities. It's asymmetrical. So it has a big learning curve. There's a lot to learn to do it. So that's why we don't just bring it out and play it every night or every game night or whenever. It's more enjoyable when everyone already knows the base rules and kind of pick up a new character and can kind of experiment with it. We can all play together and see what we can accomplish.
When you play a spirit once, usually you want to play it again to really refine how you want to do things. Especially because if each spirit feels like what they can do feels different based on what other spirits are being played. And there's a lot more than 4 spirits. So if you have 4 people, you're not even getting close to them.
And he's been doing the guides to the spirits, and some of them we haven't covered because ultimately they don't play well with 2 players, and we haven't had the opportunity to play them with more than 3, so we can't really do a tutorial on those spirits very fairly.
Now, I know you guys are going to be like, what do you mean?
Well, what do you mean?
Bringers of Nightmares is great at 2 players, but for us, I'm just like,
Not with me, maybe.
I don't know. It's just, we want
to play with more than, some of the spirits you just know they were envisioning with a group of 4 or group of 3, like they were envisioning them playing off of other elements in that game, other characters in that game.
Sure.
So it's just like you want to get the full picture and you want to have a chance to play with other spirits. So anyway, Spirit Island is my number 3. Spirit Island, more than 2 players, please. I still like playing with you. It's still good.
I know.
It's good.
Well, yell at you a lot less when there's someone else at the table.
Yeah, that's true. You don't yell at me.
What's the matter with you?
No,
Why'd you play that card?
He never yells. He just goes, oh, what are you doing? He's a whiner. And then I'm like, let me get you some tea.
So my number 2 is a game that we bought recently, but I don't think we're going to get to the table very often. We did buy it long enough ago that we could have played it more than once, but we haven't. And that is Pret-a-Porter.
Oh.
Pret-a-Porter, however you want to say it. It looks like Pret-a-Porter in English, so that's the way I'm saying it. All right. It's a pretty. I didn't realize it was as heavy of an economic game as it is when I bought it.
And you didn't tell me either.
I told you it was about fashion and making
it's
clothing.
It's about the fashion industry.
Because it is.
And it's so pretty. It's a really cool looking game. Really poppy colors.
Right.
Very striking.
Yeah.
Good art. Good graphics.
Yeah. And it's a little bit worker placement. So, and it's a Euro game, so like the theme isn't...
Euro game? It's an economic game.
Yeah. So
it's an economic
the theme
game.
isn't 100% connected to the mechanisms, but it's connected enough that you feel like it makes sense.
Is it a Euro game in your mind because you're collecting thread?
No, because you're not competing directly with other players head on head.
Only in the worker placement sense,
right.
where you're like, you want the same, you might want the same position.
I know, I feel like at this point maybe Euro game and Ameritrash games are too broad. We could just get away from using those.
It is an economic game.
terms.
I think that is what people should know going into it.
Yeah, you're right. It's not really a point salad game at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like...
I was playing it like a point salad game.
You were playing it.
I was having my own good time.
She was.
But everyone else at the table was like on a completely different level. Because I was like, this isn't that hard. And Jim was like he was like spocking it over there. And the other's like, this is so hard. So much to think about. I'm like, really? Oh. And he was much better at that game than I was. He did really well.
Yeah. You should if you have the opportunity to play this and you like economic games, you should give it a shot. If you
like fashion and shopping, you should not.
You should still give it a shot. You might like it. You have to think really far ahead. You have to invest money.
I shouldn't say that. Just because you like fashion and shopping doesn't mean that you can be good at economics. I'm just saying that it's a it's a nerd dressed up. It's like it's really hard.
It's a good game. She did fine. She just lost.
I just lost by like 80 points. So my number 2 is Time Stories, which is a crossover. He already mentioned Time Stories. So we've played Time Stories a couple times in the past. And
several times.
It's a game where you are going through a story, you have a mission to accomplish, and you are basically time travelers. You have an allotted amount of time to spend on your mission, and if you run out of time, you get called back and you have to start over, basically, and go through the whole thing again. Which it's kind of fun. Most of that is
depending on the scenario, it's good. Sometimes it's not so good.
Yeah. So it's super fun. It's like going on an adventure with your friends. You don't know what to expect. You kind of have to experiment, and maybe we'll go down this place. Maybe we'll talk to this person this time. Yeah. Some of them are better than others. But the point is, we enjoy them. It's an event, and we have a module we haven't gotten to for like 2 years. Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah. So it's just a matter of like.
Everything I said.
No, I'm saying it better than you are.
The thing that makes
we'd
this
like
game
to
fun.
get it back to the table and finish it.
So my number one game is Arkwright. She knows that. We had technical difficulties. We had to refilm it again.
But I knew it before I knew that was it.
Arkwright is a very heavy economic game where everyone has factories, like a cutlery factory or a
textile
bread bakery.
Oh yeah.
I forget all the ones. Yeah, textile. And you're competing with the other players to sell your goods. And so you're hiring workers out of the worker pool. And the more workers everyone hires, the more goods you can sell because there's more people working. So there's more people buying. But then there's like an importer that will import goods. And based on who makes the most desirable bread and stuff like that is what sells first. But maybe you have a big factory and you just make all this bread and you can't sell it. Then you got all this bread you can't sell and you still have to pay your workers. It's really good. I really enjoy this game. If you play the full version, you can export your goods on a ship, but it's risky, so your stock's going to go down. And at the end of the game, whoever's company is worth the most is the person who wins. And I like this game because in a lot of economic games, they're not really about the economy. It's another Euro game where money is like the goal, right? In this game, it really does do a good job of simulating the economy. It's not like other games where someone can produce a bunch of blue cubes, but you could also produce a bunch of blue cubes and they're both going to be worth the same amount. No, in this game, if everyone makes a bunch of bread, then someone's got to reduce their prices so they sell more, which is going to undercut the other person. And maybe well, I don't have that big factory with all that expenses. I'll just make this little bread factory and sell it for really cheap so that my bread will sell and that person won't be able to sell all the bread so they won't make a profit. It's that kind of thinking, and it's a lot of fun.
And why don't you get it played, Daniel?
Rules.
No explanation needed.
There's many rules to it.
The issue with it is this game does not teach you economics. You have to teach economics to enjoy playing this game. You have to know how economics work.
It does help.
Because I played it, I do not understand how economics work. And I was just undoing my work every other turn. I got nowhere. And it was very evident. And that's why he doesn't play with me. I'm like, he would have to teach me economics 101.
Well, it's just not your type of game.
It's not my type of game.
It has been described.
I don't know enough about it
as the spreadsheet game.
Yeah, and it's like in a game of itself, I think it's a good game. It's just that it's about economics. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like,
well, I described it.
No, but like, I'm trying to think of another game that's like that. That's like so into the theme.
I can't think
you actually
of any.
have to learn you have to know about the theme to truly enjoy it or to understand.
Yeah. I mean, because let's be honest here, the theme is
it's how to run a country.
You're not making policy.
You're not making policy, but
you're running a corporation. That's the theme.
And how to survive and like over time, and you have to. Yeah,
you have to upgrade your factories because after a few decades, the factories will become obsolete, and you can still use those factories, but now you need to hire more maintenance men to keep everything running. Yeah. So if you don't have enough money to upgrade your factories, but if you do upgrade your factories, you will produce more goods.
So yeah,
it's a great game, and if any of you
I wish I could play
like this game a lot, then email her and we'll try to get together. Like if you live in Pennsylvania,
I'll pass
Eastern
it
Pennsylvania.
To him.
I do get to play this at game night because there's some people who like
heavy games.
Really heavy games there, but we still we don't play it every month by any means, so we still have to review the rules every time
Hopefully
we play.
You can play it with Theodore and Lawrence. You can indoctrinate them. So anyway.
It's not for everyone, but if you are into that type of thing, Arkwright, give it a shot. It's a good game.
I'm really excited to tell you what my number one is.
What's your number one?
Can you guess?
No.
It's a game Daniel never wants to play.
Is it Codenames?
It is Codenames.
Codenames is like
Codenames is not I don't think it would be in my top 10 favorite games, but it's a game I like. It's so much fun. And he never wants to play it. And so I don't even take it to like game group or like, not game group, but
Nobody
like
wants
to
to
parties.
play that game
No
group.
one probably, I bet people would a game group. Because you want short games that are just light sometimes.
It's not that
And
short
swing
because
games.
people take forever to think.
Light. Sometimes you just want a light game after playing a really heavy game. It's kind of like
There's lots of
drinking some
fun light games to play at game
light
night.
wine after dinner. It's just refreshing. Anyway, I enjoy Codenames a lot. I don't know if it's my top 10. I don't know if it's my favorite game ever, but I enjoy it a lot, and I never get to play it.
I do not. I guess I do sort of discourage you from taking it to
It's right there,
parties.
and he like talks me out of it every single time. I'm like, but I know it's fun, and we play it with our friends, we play it with our family, and he just detests it so badly. But he'll teach it, and he'll like. But I feel badly.
I
bringing
don't
it out.
detest it. That's
And
a
I
strong.
could
I just
you
don't like it
do.
that much.
Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of perfect because Arkwright is very. I don't detest Arkwright, but I don't get it. I think Daniel kind of doesn't get Codenames or doesn't appreciate it.
Look, I'm the one that bought the game.
Yeah, but ever since you played it, you don't like it. You don't like it.
What I don't like is that you bring that out at a party or something, and people are like, "Oh man, this game is great. Let's just play it all night long." And I'm like, "It's not like well, let's just play it once and then move
Just
on."
once, yeah.
Like I'd rather play good old fashioned charades. Like I'll play
Well, it's
Codenames
because
once,
typically,
and then after that, let's just play good old fashioned throw some things in a hat
no,
charades.
when you introduce it to a new group, usually people are excited to be the. I didn't even explain this game because I'm assuming
Everyone knows how to play.
But
The clue
I'm just
giver.
assuming, everyone knows how to play. So once you learn how to play, you want the chance to be the clue giver. So that's why there's that inherent desire to play again. But it's fun. It is. The point is to be social. The point is to like see what you can do. It is about you. It's about your team and you. It's not about the game necessarily. I think I enjoy that. I love that feeling.
I prefer for a party game with some wagers.
I know you do, and I like that game too. I'm really good at guessonomics. I'm really good at that.
And I would say I'm better at Codenames than Wits and Wagers, but if you can.
Anyway,
So another
I enjoy Codenames. I wish I got to play it more, and that's why it's my number one.
Next up, why we don't play Pictionary more often.
I hope you enjoyed our little list of like games that were just a little sad that we didn't get to play enough. What did you
Admittedly.
think? What games don't you get to play
Yeah.
enough? We'd like to know. Thanks
And
for watching.
if any of your games match up with our games, maybe we should have a game night.
Yeah.
Make that happen. Admittedly, this wasn't the most useful good list for anyone else, but I hope you still enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a happy new year.
Happy New Year!
Oh yeah, is this? Yeah, Happy New Year. This is
We
the
did
first video of the
automobiles.
New Year. Was that in the New Year though? That was like New Year.
Happy New Year!
Thanks for watching.